All right, welcome to the Explainers. So, have you ever had that feeling like you're right on the edge of some huge breakthrough, but you just can't seem to find the right place or the right time to make it all click? Well, today we are diving into the Uranus lines. Think of it as a kind of cosmic map just for you, pointing to the exact spots on Earth where your personal genius is just waiting to be switched on. Okay, so our guide for this whole thing is from an author who calls himself Zoran. And wow, he really sets the tone right from the get-go with this quote. It's all about tossing out the old ways of doing things to make room for what's next. And that's exactly the kind of energy we're talking about today. So this cosmic lightning bolt, what exactly is it? Well, our source calls the energy of Uranus the Great Awakener. And that's a perfect way to put it. This isn't some gentle nudge, It's more like a jolt that wakes you up, shaking you out of your routine and pushing you into some seriously new and radical territory. Now, here's the thing, and this is really the key point. This isn't just some abstract concept. Nope, the Uranus lines are actual, physical places on a map. Think of them like your own personal power grid, where the energy for your next big idea, your own revolution, is just amplified. So when you're on one of these lines, 3 of your core abilities just get supercharged. You'll find that these amazing futuristic ideas just start flowing. You get this intense urge to just break free from anything holding you back. And you'll find yourself drawn to things like high-tech fields or major social reform. It's kind of like your own personal innovation lab. Okay, so how does this energy actually show up in your life? I mean, it's not just some vague feeling, right? According to the source, it's actually really specific. It channels itself down 4 distinct paths, showing up with some serious power in very specific parts of your life. Yeah, think of it like this. Your life has 4 main electrical circuits. And depending on where you are in the world, that Uranian lightning bolt is going to strike one of them and completely change the game for that part of your life. We're talking about who you are, where you live, who you love, and what you do. All right, first up is the ascendant. This one is all about you, your identity, how people see you. When you're on this line, people see you as this totally original, maybe even a little eccentric, but fascinating person. This is the place you go for a complete personal reinvention or to lead a cause where you need to be that one-of-a-kind voice. Next, we've got the EIC, which basically electrifies your home life. On this line, forget stability, it's all about freedom. This is not the place you go to put down roots and get a white picket fence. No, it's perfect for being a digital nomad, for working on some short-term tech project, or for anyone who needs a home base that gives them total independence. Path number 3, the descendant. This is where your relationships get a jolt. You'll find yourself attracting these brilliant, totally unconventional people. The conversations are amazing, the sparks fly, but you gotta be ready for things to be a bit unpredictable. Exciting for sure, but maybe not the most stable. And finally, the 4th path, the midheaven. This one is like rocket fuel for your career. I mean, this is the line for anyone wanting to be a tech founder, a social disruptor, basically anyone who wants their public reputation to be that of a visionary. Success here is often sudden, dramatic, and all about breaking the old rules. Okay, but it's not all genius ideas and exciting breakthroughs. We've got to talk about the flip side. The source material has these things called the dragon's warnings, and they're super clear. If you don't handle this energy right, it can be really destructive. It's a shockwave, and you have to learn how to ride it. And what's so interesting is how specific these warnings are. It's not just a general, hey, be careful. It points to real-world risks like instability, pushing people away because you seem too out there, and just completely frying your nervous system with restless energy. And check this out, the source lays it out perfectly. Here's the problem, here's what it looks like, and here's how you fix it. Feeling unstable and erratic? You need some structure. Coming off as too weird or cold? Find a real-world practical use for your brilliant ideas. Feeling totally scattered and exhausted? You have to bring in some discipline and focus. It's all about grounding that electrical charge. Okay, so knowing all the risks, how do you actually use this energy for good? How do you surf that shockwave instead of getting wiped out by it? Well, lucky for us, the guide gives us a clear flight plan. The whole key here is being intentional. You can't just stumble onto one of these lines and hope for the best. That's a recipe for chaos. Instead, the source gives us this actionable playbook, Zoran's flight plan, to help you tap into your genius the smart way. So strategy number 1 is all about innovation. The idea is you travel to your career line,
the MC, or your identity line, the AC, specifically to brainstorm. But here's the secret sauce. You have to embrace the unexpected. Plan to not plan, you know? Be open because the real magic will come from the people and opportunities that seem to pop up out of nowhere.
Strategy number 2 is all about freedom, both personal and social. For your own freedom, you can use your home line, the IC, as a sort of temporary base for that flexible nomadic lifestyle. But if you want to make a bigger splash, like change the world, you launch your campaign or your movement on your career line, the MC. That's where you'll get the media attention and create that massive disruptive spark.
So when you boil it all down, the message is really, really empowering. It's about taking this wild, sometimes chaotic energy and using it for something bigger, something our source calls an evolution revolution. It's about using your spark for a higher purpose.
So here's what you should take away from all this. These Uranus lines, they're not just some cool abstract idea. They're a real, practical map to your own personal genius. The source literally gives you the coordinates to find where your breakthrough energy is strongest. So really, there's only one question left to ask yourself. You've got the map. Where is your lightning bolt going to strike?